am actually horizontal and I'm live. This is huge. Let me just double check that for you guys. If that is what is happening, that would be wonderful. Okay. It is working. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is absolutely awesome. I can live stream horizontal. I just figured it out. I don't know how I did it, but I figured it out. I have a whole bunch of stuff in front of me, and I'm going to make hidden paper clips. I lost my original live stream post, so that's gone. And I'll have to figure out how I am going to put down somewhere that I am making hidden paper clips. It would be great if we could put it across the screen somewhere, like right there. Anyway, I don't even have a copy of what I normally would make for paper clips, but I have a whole bunch of giant paper clips. They're called jumbo paper clips, I think. They're 50 millimeters, so about 5 centimeters long, which is about 2 inches. Let me see if I can get in there. There we go. And so they're great for making hidden paper clips. And I'm going to go through the whole process beginning to end. So, you know, don't be shy. Say hi. I love to chat while I'm crafting. That's just a lovely thing to do on a Friday evening. So if you're here, give me a wave. Let me know that you're here. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So I have found this magazine at work yesterday. We just throw these in the recycle bin anyway, so we don't really need them. But check this out. These are 12 by 12s. So that just came in the mail for me. Well, 10 by 10, let's say 10 by 10, but still they're square, and like there's lots of color in here and stuff that I can use. So like that makes for beautiful background pages and stuff, or for making mamagami paper. And I just wanted to show that I got that because that just accidentally showed up on my desk. So I am going to make hidden paper clips, and I'm going to make hidden paper clips out of book pages. I have some multi or mixed media paper that I used as to mop up inks last week, and I have some other stuff here. I have some more book page. I have a collage with newspaper, book pages, all kinds of stuff. And I am horizontal, which I'm so excited because that means I can actually make something properly and I don't have to work in this teeny tiny little area. Okay, I have water and I have a drink. I hope you have a water and a drink as well. It's going to be a process today, so let's get started. I need 2 book pages to show you how I get started on this. Well, I want to use this anyway, so I'm going to grab a page out of here, and I think maybe I want to grab the daffodils page, because then I would have like the daffodils on one side and I would have the poem on the other. But then I'm losing this. So I think I may just use just the daffodils. Yeah. So I'm just ripping the page right out of the book. I know, terrible. This is a beautiful book, by the way. It is Easter issue from Ideals, and it is from, I believe the copyright is like 1968. So yeah, it's lovely. I love this book. So what I do to start with is I'm going to move all of this stuff out of the way so that I have my desk clear and I can easily work on it. And I have a bunch of glue sticks that I picked up. So I have 2 glue sticks by Aleene's, and they are industrial strength glue sticks, and I like using those. And then I also picked up some magic blue ones because the 2 are lovely to use. So I'm going to just fold this in half. And tear it in half. And then I'm going to glue this together. And maybe, do I want to use, well, I want to kind of use these tulips because they are pretty cool. And I also want to use the daffodils. So if I grab another, because I want something that's a little sturdier. What can I put underneath? Well, why don't I put 2 pages or a page of this underneath it? May as well. It's just junk paper anyway. That okay. Okay, so I am just going to glue this on top of the garbage paper. And that way I can make this the base for my hidden paper clips. So I'm just going to put some glue all the way to the edges. And I'm going to glue all over, top to bottom. I want glue all over the page. And I'm trying to update the link. As I am talking, I am also trying to update the link to the video. So bear with me for a second because I had to change the stream. So I am putting this right on top of here. And I love these daffodils. They're just so pretty. I need a bone folder or something right here. So I can spread my glue nice and even. I don't want any bubbles or anything like that. other way. There we go. And I now have it all over my desk, but that's okay. Okay, that can dry for a moment, and then I'll go to the other side. Okay, and I'll put glue all over this page, just like so. Make sure I have a good layer going. No, 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 no. Not everything always works seamlessly. Why does not everything always work the way I want it to work? Because I was impatient and I saw something that I could do, and then I lost everything. Of course, that's what happens. Isn't that what always happens? So I just need to recreate the links. Can I edit the link in here? Edit. Yes, I can. I can edit the link. Yay! Okay. I think this is now working. Yep, that is the link. Okay, that should work. And no, that's not it. Come on. Sorry, I am right here. I am trying to do two things at once, and I should never ever do that. But I am here and I am working. Okay. All right, let's get moving. So I have my second page or my second piece, and I am just rubbing that out like that so that I have something that is going to be a little bit sturdier to use. I'm pretty sure I am visible. Okay, so this is just going to dry. Same with this one. And then there'll be nice sturdy pages that I can use. In the meantime, I have a bunch that I've already created, and I just put them somewhere. So I have a whole bunch of paper here that I want to use as my basis. And I need some scrap paper as well. I know I have some scrap paper right here. This is all stuff that I don't really need. And it all just needs to be about just tall enough to fit the paper clips. Just like that. So I can make them a little bit more narrow. Like that. Think okay, I think I'm good now. Nothing should be linking to the other live video anymore. So hopefully that helps. Okay, so I'm just putting the paper clip over top of my scrap piece of paper. Same with this one, and I'm just going to cut it in half, like that. Let's do it the other way around, like that. And I'm just going to do that with a whole bunch so I can make a nice mass make here. What can I edit? Okay. This should work. I don't know. Okay. Well, I have done all I can. I'm just going to create and see if anybody wants to join me or if I'm just going to be here all by myself. So all I'm doing right now is just taking pieces of paper and putting paper clips on them. That is the basis for the hidden paper clips. And that doesn't work, that's too short. I need something a little longer. So there we go. Okay. So I'm just making a whole bunch of these, and then I can continue on. Let's see, do I have any more? I can do little paper clips too, but I don't really want to, so that's why I'm sticking with these bigger paper clips. Okay. Okay, so I have a whole bunch here, and that gives me a good start to create these. All right, so now I have taken a whole bunch of book pages where I have glued them. I have glued 2 book pages together. And I'm going to use these because they give it a nice sturdy base. I don't want paper clips that are going to fall apart the minute that I touch them. And these, I can probably get 2 out of 1 book page. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to cut off all the white pages, all the white pieces on my book page. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And I want to make sure that what I have already glued together, that is drying properly. And I really like these daffodils. They're just so pretty. Same with the tulips. Like these drawings of tulips are just lovely to use. Okay, so I'm going to cut all the white off of the edges of the book pages. Oops, maybe not. So if you are watching and don't forget to say hi. I love to chat while I'm crafting. So, don't be shy. I like suggestions. I like to have a conversation. It's just so much more fun, and it is my favorite way to spend a Friday evening. So now I can probably cut this in half if I cut it straight. Yeah. So I need to cut it at 2 inches. So my paper clips are going to be about 2 inches wide for this one. And then I can probably, let's see. This is usually like a trial and error kind of thing. So I am just going to cut about 3/4 of an inch off, which, you know, like if your book page is a different size, you're going to cut less off or more off. So I need 3/4 of an inch off. There we go. And I can put this away. And I just want to point out again that I'm horizontal. I'm so excited about that. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So I'm going to fold this in half, or not quite in half. I am keeping a little tab right here at the bottom. And I am also going to round the corners, and I'm going to use the largest corner rounder on my punch. Like that. And then I have glue. And I'm actually going to use both regular Aleene's Tacky glue and the Fast Grab Tacky glue, because I want to see which one works better. And I have another bottle too. So, ooh, that's a lot. That will be good for a while. That came out a little faster than I thought it would. So that's one side, and I'm just going to glue this right inside of the paper clip. Just like that. And then I will just use what I have on my finger and what is dripping out of the glue bottle. And just spread it again. I'm just using my finger. If you're ever wondering why my fingers are so dirty, that is because I use my fingers to glue or to paint or to do anything. So I'm just squeezing this all together so that it stays, so that it's really, really well attached. And then I'm going to want the glue to dry, but you can see on the inside, like it is pretty much like fusing together right here, right there, which is what I want. I want the paper to be solid, so that when I am putting this on a page, just getting the glue off my finger here. When I'm putting this on a page, let me grab a page, then it just easily slides over top, just like that. Ta-da! Paperclip, done. Easy. So that's all I'm doing. And I'm mass making them. So I have a whole bunch of book pages here that I've glued together, where I've got 2 book pages, I've put them together. I also have this book page that I thought was absolutely lovely, and I want to use that. And I also have some daffodils that I also thought were just beautiful. What a beautiful spring page that would be. And I have, what else do I have? I have some dictionary, I have some antique or vintage newspaper. I have a bunch of everything. So yeah, let's just get moving. So I've got one done, and I have a second one that I prepared. And so I cut this to about 2 inches wide, and now I'm just going to rip a little bit off of the edges here so that it will fit better inside the paper. And I'm just going to put glue on one side. Maybe now it doesn't want to come out. So first it's flying out, and now it doesn't want to come out. Okay. So I'm going to put it on this side, and I'm just going to stick it down. like that. And then I'm going to cut a little piece off of the book. So right here, because I don't want it, am I putting the, I need it to be cut down here, because I do have this thing with text being the right way up, and that's what my hesitation was. But I want this to be not even to the bottom of the paper clip. So now I am going to cut with the largest corner rounder. I am just cutting the corners off, just like that. And then I'll grab my glue again, if it wants to come out. Come on, glue. And usually when I use the Aleene's Tacky glue, I dilute it a little bit. But in this case, I am just using it thick because I want this to stick very well. And everything always sticks very well. But if I'm using the diluted, it won't stick as fast as when I'm using the full thickness. Come on. You want to come out. I may have to grab my new bottle. Newer bottle. There we go. And that should work a little better. Maybe. Always helps when you cut the tip off. It's just, the glue usually comes out a little easier that way. I'm making sure that I am going all the way to the edge, but I'm not going too far because I don't want to glue the two pieces of paper together that I have to paper clip around. So just making sure that that's not happening. And it is, because, you know, that's how we roll. There, what the heck? There we go. And then I am just going to stick this together like that. And then I just get to squeeze it for a little bit. Just squeeze it. You can feel the paper clip on the inside. So I'm just going around and around and making sure that every piece is attached. And meanwhile, all the glue is coming off my fingers right onto the project, which is the last thing that I want, because then it just becomes so messy. I don't want that. So I'm just squeezing it and making sure that everything is nicely attached. So you can see in here, everything is attached. There's no gaps of paper. So that's exactly what I want. I want this to be able to go over a page where I don't have any issues. And why do I have, oh, because it's wet. And now I ripped it. Oh no. Why did I have to do that? Okay, I'm just going to let this dry and hopefully it is salvageable. So I'll carry on to the next one. That usually doesn't happen. The first one that I just did definitely did not have that happen. So it just goes like that. It's not going to come off. It is a paper clip. It sticks nicely. So let me do one with the newspaper here. So I want to cut it about yay big. What is yay big? I have no idea. It's just, I'm going to cut it in half. This piece is, let me measure this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. So I want 4 inches. And that'll give me a beautiful 2-inch paper clip. So then I am going to cut this down. How much do I have here? I have 5. So I'm going to cut this down to 2.5. So I get 2 full paper clips from 1/2. And then I'll do the same on this side. So 2.5. And that means that I have 4 nice vintage newspaper paper clips. So to mass make, that's really what I'm going to do. And that's what I was just thinking. Sorry, I didn't mean to just jump all over the place. But I am just going to mass make this now. And that means that I am going to do this as kind of, sorry, there's my stupid alarm clock again. Remind me next week that I need to fix that. Okay, is this straight? No, of course it's not straight. Oh, why didn't that want to go straight? So I'm cutting this down to 2 inches because it's about 4 inches wide. Just like that. And I think I want to make some long paper clips on this one. Then I also want some that I can put vertically. And what I mean by that is like I fold it like this and I put it like this on the page. So most of like these, because I have this thing that my text always needs to be the right way up. So these I would always put at the top of my page. But I also like using them vertically, so on the side of my page or horizontally, whichever you want to look at it. So that's what I want to do as well. And I'll cut this in half. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So I need 4 1/4. 4 1/4, and then that gives me 2 beautiful horizontal ones. And I can do that with a book page as well. So all I would need to do is, let me take this book page. I'm going to cut the white edges off again because I definitely don't want those. Okay. There we go. And then these are 4 inches wide. So if I cut this, how big do I want to cut it? This is about 6. So I can probably get 3 out of here if I go with 2 inches. So I'm going 2 inches, 2 inches. So then I have a bunch that I can fold down like that. And you see, like, I'm constantly keeping this little space open. So I'm just folding it like that. And again. And that way my text is in the right way. I don't want it upside down. I don't want it sideways. I just want it to be proper. I don't know why I have that little quirk, but that's how I need that. Hi, Kelly. Oh, Kellyanne? Is it Kellyanne? Well, welcome. And hi, Corey. I've seen you comment a few times. I think we're in a few same groups as well. So I have these, and I'm just going to cut all the corners right away. Okay. So do you guys make hidden paper clips as well? Kellyanne and Corey. And how do you do it? I love mass making these. I love having them readily available. You're from Maine. I am in Canada, Kellyanne. Yeah, I like making simple ones, but these are these are really cool to make. I like the hidden ones where it's a little, it might be a little bit more complicated and it's a lot of work, but I really like making them this way. I've done it a few times now, and the best way to do it, I find, is to mass make them. Well, I kind of just messed that up, but that's okay. I was looking for my, hello Alberta, I am in Manitoba. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to do right now, Kellyanne. I am trying to mass make a whole lot so that I can have them in my stash, and then whenever I need one, I just have the basis ready and then I can decorate them. But I do want to decorate a couple while I am recording. I just want to make a bunch of these and get rid of some of these book pages that I've had laying around forever now, because I've kept threatening that I was going to do this project and I just never did. So the problem is right now, and I don't know if you can hear it, my vintage newspaper is splitting. I just heard it split as I was gluing it together. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of quick repair. This is newspaper from 1939, and it doesn't always like to be glued and folded and manipulated. So, but it is so beautiful, and it has beautiful colors. So yeah, it just snapped. I'll have to put some washi or something over top of it. Hopefully this one's not going to do that. Maybe if I can hear it going again. Maybe if I score it, do you think that would work? What if I put it over this? Nope. As soon as I fold it, it just says, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you want to do that. You can see it, like it's just letting go. Oh, my poor, poor newspaper. So I'll just give it some extra glue. And see if I can, ugh. So this has been done with Mod Podge. And this Mod Podge, you know, I don't like it for vintage material. I don't know why, but it just doesn't hold up the same way that a matte medium or a real glue does. Not for vintage material. That's what I have come to realize. Oh, hi, Corey. Well, I live in Manitoba, but I am Dutch. I was born and raised in the Netherlands, married a Canadian soldier in my 20s and moved to Canada, and I have been here ever since. So that's where I'm from. That's where my accent is from. And sometimes it comes out a little bit harder than others. It depends on if I am tired or if I am concentrated on doing something, then it comes out a little harder. It's usually when I'm not really paying attention to how I am speaking. I don't know if that makes any sense. Well, thank you. It's there. I'm living with it. It's just okay. So now I can put the paper clips in here. And yeah, that one will need washi. This one does not because it has like book newspaper underneath. This one also needs some washi. And this one needs some washi. So, oh well, it happens. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom side here. And stick it inside the newspaper, or inside the other page, right there. Put some glue on this side, and I'm going to try and not put too much glue on it this time. Let's spread it out a little bit. I like using my fingers. And this time it's not, the paper clip isn't completely covered. So I think that is going to affect it. So what I'm going to do is pull the paper clip back just a little bit, just a little, just like that, and then put it back down. Right there. Put it back down and then glue it back. It's okay if the top is exposed because your paper isn't going to go there anyway. I'm going to have to cut this piece off just a little bit further. Oh my God, I have such a gluey mess here now. I was not paying attention to what I was doing completely. Okay, so now I can just massage this together. And all the glue comes off my fingers as soon as I start doing that. So this one is not beautiful, but it's okay. Once you put it over top of something else, you can't see it anyway. Right? You can no longer see that I kind of made a mess on the inside of that. There. Let's grab another one and let's be a little bit more cautious this time and see what's going to happen. So I don't want them to stick out like that. I want them to be somewhat inside. Now what is going to happen here when I do it like this, so when I put this over top of this page, the paper clip is going to stick out a little bit. So I'm going to keep that actually, and I am going to make a little incision in the top here. And I'm going to need a knife. Right here, I have my little knife. And I need a cutting board. So I just need to measure. Does anybody else do that? Like, do you guys work on top of your stuff? So all my stuff is right down here and I'm just like putting the board right on top and going. So I'm just poking a hole, and then I'm just making a little incision right here. So that I can poke the paper clip through here. And then you can hang a little charm off of there. So now I'm just going to put the glue. I'm pulling this back just a little bit more. Putting glue on here. And closing it up. And opening it up this way. And getting rid of all the glue. Where do you live in Alberta, Corey? I lived in Calgary for 3 years and absolutely love it there. And my bestie lives up by Edmonton. Okay, so there we go. I have another one. And what I like when I'm working with the this color, like, because the vintage newspaper has a really distinct color. To start with, I want to cover the edge with some washi. So I have some of my washi here. I have a little piece so that I'm protecting my edges now. And don't move it once it is on there because it's super sticky. This is actually super sticky washi tape. I made it myself, and it's made out of artist masking tape. But for artist masking tape, it is crazy sticky even. Okay. So I like to use some twine and just take a piece and then fold it in half and just loop it through here like that. Cut it down a bit. Come on. And then I like to unravel it a little bit so that it just stands out. Come on. Doesn't always want to do what I want it to do, but I managed to convince it. There. And I am going to use a little bit of glue to hold it down. So I'll just usually stick a little glue right in there just to hold the twine together like that. And then it just kind of sticks out. Maybe, perhaps, if I didn't glue it together, it would work better. I'm making a huge mess here, okay? So then it would just stick up just like that. Cute. I like it. Okay, I can put this aside. I need another piece, another paper clip, and I'm just going to put it back in place where it needs to go, and I can make it a little longer like that. If I do that, then I won't have the same problem that I was having. There we go. Take it a little bit back. I don't mind if it's a little bit like that. That would give me just a nice little edge, kind of like a page tab idea. And so if I want to use it like a page tab, I can just kind of stick it in here like that. Yep. Will that work? It will. May have to cut it down just a little bit. That's only the bottom paper. Just cutting the edge off so that it doesn't stick out from under. There we go. So then I'm putting my glue on there. And let's use a little bit less than what I was using so that maybe I won't make as much of a mess. That's one side. So this goes right there. Stick it down, put a little glue on the other side. Nope. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not gluing too much on the other side because I don't want to glue it together. So there we go. Stick this all together nicely. Like that. And there's another one done. So this one now is like a page tab. So when you put it on your page, it is going to stick out a little bit, which is lovely. You can actually, like if you want, you can cut these edges round as well. So it'll look like a page tab. I need that glue off my fingers. It is annoying me. Let's see, what else do I have here? I have some more. Oh, do I want a long one? Let's make a long one. That'll be cool. I have another paper clip here. And I'll have a page tab to the top, I guess. No, I'm going to grab a new piece of paper. And this is a little heavier paper. Oh, you're very welcome, Kellyanne. Thanks for joining me for a little bit. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I'm doing the 100-day project as well, and Mass Make March, and there's lots still coming after that. So, yeah, I am just working away. I'm looking forward to actually, once Mass Make March is done, to put some of this, these piles of ephemera that I'm making, putting that into journals. That'll be a lot of fun to do as well. I have a whole pile of journals that haven't even started yet. Everything is planned and done. I'm just not even getting there. I am swamped between, you know, work, and this work. Please don't tell me that this is not work, because it sure is. It's like a full-time job, a second full-time job. But yeah, like work is stupid busy right now with playoffs starting and spring hockey, and I am my normal time to stream. I stream every Friday at 7 o'clock my time, so that is Central Time, and so every Friday I do it at 7 o'clock. Okay, so that worked really well, I think. Let me try that. Yeah, that worked really well. Perfect. I like it. I like it that it's a little bit longer. That gives me some space to put a lot of decoration on it. What else do I have? I want to definitely make one with this dyed paper, and I did this with I actually think this is distress ink sprays, distress oxide sprays. That's what it is. So I'm just going to cut a piece off and fold it exactly the same way as I've been doing, with where I have some space right there. And then I'll right away cut the corners off. But I want this color. I just love this color. It came out really, really nice. Both sides, actually. Do I have another? I have another paper clip. Yay. do I want, I think I want a bigger piece of paper. So grab my beautiful magazine that came in the mail today at work. And it's a 10 by 10. So I was thinking, like, oh, I wonder what I can use that for. But right now it's perfect for using it for the inside of my tabs. So if you work for Uline, don't tell anybody that that's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to rip a piece off, put my paper clip on it, and then cut it down to the right size. And then I have a proper size piece that I can use inside here. I just need to cut it lengthwise to size now. And then it can go right in here, just like that. Let me take a little piece off the front so that this, even the paper clip on the inside, has a longer piece and a shorter piece. And then same thing. I'm reaching the end of having to create the paper clips, but I do want a good amount of them, and then I'll go and decorate them with whatever I have laying around me. I have so much stuff. I have paper dolls and birds and snippets and all kinds of stuff laying around me here to decorate with. Inks, stamps. Well, I won't do a lot of stamping because that kind of takes away from the book page, but there's lots of decorating that I can do. And fold this over here. There we go. And I'm just massaging it to get all the edges to stick together nicely, so that it is fused together. There's another one. Let's do one more like that. Oh, I have glue inside places in my hand where my hand is now gluing together. What the heck did I just do? Okay. So I'm just going to fold this one again and make it a long one. Could have turned it into two, but I kind of like the idea of having the longer ones and then putting lots of decorations on it, and then it truly is a decoration for your page. Let's see if I have, oh, I've already used up all the paper clips I had grabbed. Let me grab a couple more. So I just picked up a package of paper clips, these tall paper clips from Dollar Tree. I could take them out of my desk drawer, but today I did not. I just decided that I would actually use some ones that are all mine. And I'm just cutting the edges off so that it's not so large. And same thing, just gluing around it. And apparently I decided to do it on the front piece first, which is okay. Just lay it down, fold this over top, and then turn it over, and then we glue the inside. I have no idea how many I've made already. I'm just sitting here making them, putting them together. And it's actually really enjoyable. I love doing crafts at the end of the day. It's, usually busy days at work, and then when I get home, it's just lovely to just sit and create and use the other side of my brain as opposed to the analytical and figuring out numbers and all that. So that's, or getting yelled at by parents. That's always fun too. Okay, do I have it? Yep. It is attached. I always grab a piece and just want to see if it is working, but it is. It is working for sure. I forgot to round the corners though, so let me do that right away. I don't want to get stuck with not rounded corners, because as soon as you round the corners, it kind of looks nicer. Okay, I have this, I have a couple more of these, so let's get those on there too. Where did my, and do we think these are dry now? I think these are dry now. I think these would make lovely, wouldn't that make a lovely long paper clip? How would I work that? Because I love these tulips. Like, I want them to be on both sides so you can see the top, the front and the back. Let me think about that for a second. Again, the same with the daffodils. I want to be able to fold it over and you get the daffodils wrapped around the page. I want to finish these two up and this one. And then I think I can put the rest away because I have quite a pile here now. And then with the daffodils and stuff, I think I am good. Put that aside. So I have 3 more, and then these 2 giant ones. So I need to remember where I put that paper that I was using. Right here. It's right here. Oh, it doesn't tear very nicely, that's for sure. Okay. Trying to tear it as straight as I possibly can. There we go. Will that fit in there? It will, but I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit. Cut just a little bit more. Go on this side, and then cut this so that it's not even. Steven. And I do have to get it the right size. So now it fits perfectly inside. So I'm going to grab a paper clip, put it around. And each paper clip has a long side and a short side. So I'm putting the short side over to the short side on the paper. And then I'm folding it over. And putting glue on there. And I'm spreading it out with my finger, which is the problem because now I have really gluey fingers. But it just makes it so that I have a little bit more control on where the glue goes. Put the glue, or put the little strip right there. Kind of make it centered, straighten everything out. Put a little glue over there. So this is vintage newspaper, and it doesn't like to be manipulated a lot. And what am I doing to it? I am manipulating it a lot. Let me grab a piece of washi. And I'm just going to put that on here. Fold it over. And this one is actually one that can be used sideways. Okay, glue on this side. Spread it out with my finger. And unfold this closed. And I'm just massaging it together so that it stays together nicely. And I'm not sure if that is working properly this time. I think so. I think I have just not enough paper right here. So this is going to be one that is going to give me trouble. But I can fix that. So when that happens, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take another piece of paper and I'm going to put glue on one side. I don't even need that much, just a little. Put glue on one side. Make sure that it is spread all the way around like that. And then I'm just going to open this up and slide this inside like that. And then I can cut this edge off here, just like that. And then my paper clip is covered again because you don't want to have the paper clip exposed on the bottom because then you're constantly going to get hung up on the paper clip. So when this is sealed, it will slide nicely like that. When it is not sealed, it is going to get hung up on the paper clip constantly. So now it won't. Here we go. And you know, right now, they don't look like a whole lot. They just look like pieces of paper that have been folded in half, and it doesn't look very exciting. But once you put them into a journal, they are so cool. They are absolutely beautiful. So I want to get these two done, and then I'm going to those large ones. And then I'll do some decorating. Hi, how are you? Okay, so I am just folding this in half. This should be, it's not going to work. That is the problem every time. I'm just not cutting the paper tall enough. So I'm going to cut 2 strips that are tall enough, and then I'll just cut them down. Okay, so I'll cut them down. These 2 strips are definitely tall enough. And I'll put the paper clip on there and give it lots of space right there. And then I'm going to cut that uneven, and I'm going to cut it down like so. Let's just get angry at it. Okay, this is straight. that off, cut that off, like that, and I have lots of extra space, which I won't need. Well, why don't I do it like this? I can fold it to the other side, just to switch it up a little bit. I would want this to be somewhat straight. If I glue this on here like that, and then I go around like so. Is that straight? Yes. Okay. Let's get one side on there, and then I'll deal with the other side. Right away putting glue on this piece as well. And then I am laying it inside here and kind of giving it a bit of an edge on this side. So now it has a bit of an edge on the outside, like that. And I can round that a little bit. Just like that. And then I'll put glue all the way on the other part. Spread it out, and that way it's a nice even, not so thick layer. And fold this over, and then I'll fold this back over like that. So now what has happened is I've sealed the paper clip right inside of the hidden paper clip. Oh. It doesn't look very neat, but it will do the trick. So then you just fold this over, and you no longer have any trouble with paper clips getting hung up on your paper. I do want to cut the edge off a little bit here so that it is rounded. And you know, like if they, of course this doesn't look very neat, but you can put a little washi or put some decorations on it, and you won't be able to see it anymore. Oh, I have so much glue on my fingers. Ugh, gross. That's always my biggest problem. So I have one more right here. And it's kind of, this one is kind of, well, I could do the same thing and just give it a bit of an edge on the one side. Let's do that. And then I'll cut this one down just slightly. There we go. So I'll put glue again. That's the problem with mask making. It's like it kind of becomes a little bit boring because you're repeating the same process over and over and over again until you're ready to decorate. And most of this, we don't decorate until it is ready to go in a journal. So that is part of the problem, but part of the fun thing about mask making. You're just like, you kind of get a little bit of both. But because I have my journal right here, I can also decorate a few so that I can stick them straight into the journal that I am kind of working on. Okay, sticking this, putting the glue all the way around. Don't get it all over so that it goes everywhere. Gosh. Okay. I think I am good. I have all the little ones done now. Let me get rid of this pile of garbage in front of me. It's just all scraps that I've been cutting off. And then I want to go to these big ones and see what I can do with that, because that is the more exciting part. So when I started the video, I glued these two, well, this is actually one book page. So I tore it in half, and I am going to turn this into two vertical paper clips, because I think it is so cool with the daffodils on this side, and then it has the tulips over here. So I don't want to cut too much off of it. So I think I want to just cut it right here and then have some of them right here, but I do want to cut the handle off. So it'll be like a fair size paper clip. Grab my paper trimmer. I'm just going to trim it to where I think I would like it. We'll find out if that is actually what I'm going to like. Just cutting it hopefully straight. And I want to cut the handle off. But only just. So now I have it like that. And I can cut a little piece off right here. Right there. So then I have the two tulips on the front part. Oh, I like that. And then I have tulips on the back part as well. Yeah, I am happy with that. What do you think? I think that's good. So right away, going to cut the corners. Like that. And then I'm going to do something similar with these. So I'm going to start by cutting this down a little bit. And I think I want to cut the handle off again. So I'm going to right about there. And I'm going to go to right about, let's get this straight. It helps when you're cutting things straight. It really does. Okay. So if I fold this in half, I may have cut it down just a little bit too far. But I'll get like a little bit on the one side. Let's see. And then they're all on the other side. So yeah, it works. It still works. So I've backed this with a piece of the catalog that I got in the mail today, so that it's a little stronger than just the book page. I don't want it to be like a super flimsy, like if you get a piece of paper like this, that doesn't make for a nice sturdy paper clip. I like them to be just a little sturdier, and by gluing two different pieces of paper together, it becomes sturdy and heavy. Not heavy, but sturdy. Okay. I like this. What I like here is also that it has the drawing of the tulips come back in the bottom here. I like that. Put these aside. I can use those in something else. So now I need to create a paper clip. And how am I going to do that? Am I going to do that with two? Would that work? I think that would work. Well, I'll do the exact same thing again and grab another page of my catalog. It's not what I intended the catalog for, but it's right there, so that's what I'm using right now. Okay, and I'm just going to cut it in half. And I'm laying this right here, so if I cut right along the blue line, that'll be the right length, I think. Yep. So then I need to, it is right there, fold this over, like so. So I'm being a little bit more precise on this one. Okay, so that will fit right in there. So now I need 2 paper clips that can go on here. Like that. And the only reason that I'm using 2 paper clips right now is because it is a long page tab, right? So a long edge. And I don't want to have this just fall apart on me. I need to cut this side down a little. All right. Move that to the center just a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put glue on this side. And in this case, I'm going to use my Fast Grab Tacky glue. Because it'll just grab it a little quicker, and it's not coming out, it doesn't come shooting out as fast as the other one, and so it's not as thick and heavy, which is why I usually dilute my Aleene's Tacky glue. But I don't do that for the Fast Grab Tacky glue. Okay, let's put this in the place where I want it and fold it over. Just like that. And I'm massaging it down. I want this to be really, really well attached right off the get-go. There we go. Especially because it is a longer one, so I need to work it a little bit different. And I will put glue on this side. Just like that. I'm putting glue on the inside of the paper clips as well. And right here in the center, and then right on the edge too. But not too much on the edge, because you don't want to have it shoot out. So that's why I spread it with my finger every time, because that way I can kind of control where the glue goes. And we're just going to seal it. And I think that it actually worked. So let me put that over top of a page. So there it is. It is a large paper clip. I like it. I like that it has the flowers on it. Let me show you in my journal how that will look. So I'll grab a page. Here's my pockets from the other day. So if I put this, oh, I like that it has the flowers on it. Let me show you in my journal how that will look. So I'll grab a page. Here's my pockets from the other day. So if I put this, oh, I like that it has the flowers on it. what would be a good contrast? Right here with the green, and then I have that sitting right there. So of course I still need to ink it, and I need to do decorations on it and stuff, put some labels on it, but look how lovely that is to use. So that's like just a huge chunk of paper that we now have as a paper clip. And you can stick stuff underneath it. It will hold. It's not going to come out because it truly is paper clips. So I just need to do this one, and then it's time to get some decorating done on these, and that is my favorite part. I like putting things together, but I really like the decorating part. I would probably have to say that that's my favorite thing. Is that the same with you guys? Do you prefer to decorate it, or do you prefer to build it? Okay, paper clip. And I can put it right in the center. I don't have to cut anything down. I was grabbing my fast grab tacky glue and gluing all the way around. And I'm just putting a thin layer on. I'm not using a ton of glue. And there. And then put some glue on the other side. Again, just a thin layer. I don't want to glue the whole thing shut. Just like that. Make sure that I'm all the way to the edge, because I don't want the pages to get hung up on the paper clip at any point. And then I'm just going to seal this up. And there we go. I have a whole lot of hidden paper clips. So I have my big ones right here. And this one is actually, let me measure it out for you. This one is a little over 3.5 inches long, and a little over 3.5 inches, or 3 inches wide. So it is their fair size. And then this one is 5.5 inches long, and it's just under 3 inches. So that's those two. And I have my pile of smaller ones. So I've made ones that are vertical and ones that are horizontal. And the reason that I did that is that I like to put them, I'll grab my journal again. I like to put them like this, but I also like to put them, come on, at the top, right? If it wants to go. Oh, of course I grabbed the one that didn't go very well. But yeah, I like to do like both sides. I managed to put so much glue in here that it made the paper clip come through the paper. So I don't know if this is salvageable or if I need to start over. I may have to start over on this one. So I'm just going to open it up and pull the paper clip out so that I can put a new piece in there, but I'll do that later. I just don't want it to be stuck like that. There we go. I will fix that later. Without glue everywhere. Okay, so let's do some decorating. I have some beautiful, beautiful newspaper from 1939 that I have used, and some paper that I've painted myself, some book page, and they're all paper clips. I usually don't use more than 1 or 2 in my journal, so I don't need a ton, and because well, you know, I do have a few here, but I might make some more later. I know I have more. All right, so what do I have to decorate with them? I have some snippets that I stamped last night, and then I cut them out, but I had also made them on colored paper, which I really like. And I have some of my beautiful vintage sepia paper dolls that are available in my coffee shop. And then I have birds from a bird book, and look how beautiful these are. Like, how lovely would this one with a long tail be as a page, as a side of a page, right? So you take, like, and that's probably what's going to happen with it, because now I have an idea. But how lovely would that be to put it like right in here, and then because the color is right as well. I need my fussy cut scissors, which I don't know where I put them. Oh. I've made such a mess around me here. It's like unbelievable. So yeah, I am totally sidetracked now from the page, from the hidden paper clips, because I saw this bird and I suddenly have inspiration of where it needs to go. And because of the beautiful tail, I just need to put it inside my 1950s Retro Reverie journal. There. And on this page, because this has the green in there, that beautiful antique looking green, and then having the bright green bird on there would just look lovely, I think. So that's what I am doing. And I think, do you think this is like a parakeet kind of bird? I don't know what kind of bird this is. It said Corachiforms? I don't know what that means. No idea. I just know it's pretty bird. And you know what, guys? It looks like spring is here. Finally, spring is here. The temperatures were great. I actually came home in just my hoodie today. I didn't have my jacket on. It was just lovely. I believe it was +4 Celsius, which, you know, my boss walked into the office in shorts. So yeah, that's the kind of temperatures that we're looking at. As soon as the temperature goes above 0 for us, it becomes shorts weather for a little while, and then it starts usually, then once we acclimatize, then it becomes a little colder again. But in the meantime, it is, yep, shorts weather. Not me. I like to be cozy and warm. Okay, so let me grab my vintage photo, if I can find it, in my total disaster here. Right there. So and then I was supposed to have my grandson this weekend. So I had my granddaughter last week, and I actually got her to record a couple of videos with me. So that is what you'll be seeing this weekend. There's 2 videos that we made, and she was just doing such a good job. So yeah, I hope you like it. One is we're making washi tape, and the other one we made envelopes. And she had a lot of fun with it. She stayed on task. She didn't veer off. She didn't complain that she didn't want to do it anymore. She was having the time of her life. So that was a lot of fun. I had fun with that with her. And then, of course, last week I posted the video where we're painting and made painted flowers. Oh, yeah, isn't that beautiful? That is just so pretty. So, grab my regular glue. Oops. I need to put a new head on my glue because I've kind of ripped the needle nose right out, so now it keeps coming out. Come on, glue. There we go. So I'm just going to quickly glue this bird in there so I don't forget what I was planning with it. Sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked. So if you're here, you're watching, don't forget to say hi and tell me where you're from. I am in Manitoba, Canada. And it is finally becoming springtime, and that is a very good thing. Kind of tired of the cold and snow, but I think we'll still get one more kick at the can by Mother Nature. So there's usually one more snowstorm, and we're not safe until about the middle of May. So we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah. I really, really love that. That is probably the coolest bird ever. Sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked with that, but yeah. So I want to use, look at this one. Like this one would look beautiful on here. So I'm just going to cut them out. And I'll do it quickly. I don't like to fussy cut on camera. I don't know if you've noticed that. I very, very rarely do it because I'm sure everybody knows how to fussy cut an image. But when you're live, it's really hard to pause. So I just continue on, and I'm just cutting away, just decorating my my hidden paper clips. And I like the blue on this one. It's such a deep cobalt blue. It's beautiful. It must be like a parrot or a parakeet or something like that. There. And then against that kind of chalky background from the spray oxides, just looks really pretty, just like that. But I do want to put a little bit of, I want to put some labels on there. So I have a couple of labels that I've been using this week. They're by the Junk Journal Studio. And I think I can put one of those on here and kind of make it like that. Or a little higher. I don't know. What else do I have? Probably have something better. maybe this one is better. Mixed lollies. That one. Trying to see on camera how that looks. Yeah, I don't mind that. Actually, I like that. And then grab some snippets. I have a few here. Let's do it like that. Oh, that's that one and that one and maybe that one. Sure. Okay. So first things, I need to ink around my bird. You cannot have a fussy cut and not ink around it, because when you ink around your fussy cut, you're kind of hiding the ugly white spots where you've made boo-boos and stuff while cutting. And it kind of just hides it and blends the edges into the background. So that's one. Then I want the same thing with my labels, because I like my labels to be looking old and grungy. So the other thing that I like to do with my labels is I kind of scrunch them up like that, and then I ink all over those little folds. And then when you open it up, it has now become a grungy little piece of paper. So then I just glue it down. Like that. And I want that right there. Just like that. And I rub it through so that it is nice and even with the paper. So I do try to make that all together so that there's nothing sticking out or up or whatever. I do the same thing with my snippets. I just ink around them, scrunch it up, and ink over top of all those little folds so that you get, it'll be more visible here, but you get like some staining. And I actually stamped my snippets this time with espresso, ground espresso, and vintage photo. And then I went over it a little bit with some black soot as well, all distress archival, because I don't like to use non-archival for anything that I am gluing down. I'm always scared that if I get anything on there that is a little bit messier, that it's going to just not look right. I just want these little corners out. And I love little snippets. I love little pieces of paper to play with. There, and this is actually done on sticker paper. I had some scraps of sticker paper, so I thought, I'll just use that. And I am putting some glue on there as well, because I want to make sure that it is attached forever. But this sticker paper is nice and thick too. There's, I'm just kind of just throwing these pieces. This is also sticker paper. I'll probably put it on this side so it's on the other side of the bird's head. Come on. There we go. And then we'll put some glue on there just to make sure that it is well attached and it stays attached. And I'll stick that right up there. Right there at the edge, and I am making sure that it is lining up nice and straight. So that's where I'm at. And then I can put my bird right here, where I'm lining the edge of the stick up with the edge of the paper clip. So I'm just going to glue this down. start glue all over the edges, making sure that it's going to get on there pretty neatly. And then stick it exactly where I thought I was going to put it. So I'm lining it up on the edge. And there we go. Oh, that is very pretty. That's a pretty bird. I like it. The colors just kind of all work really nicely because there was some orange, probably like a honey, the wild honey is probably what I used here, and that kind of blends really nice with the orange there, and then the blue stands out, so yeah, I really like it. But you can also decorate the other side because, of course, every page has two sides, right? So when you're putting your paperclip onto your journal, right, like so, are you going to go over there? Like that. Then you fold, you go on the other side. You also have that. So you don't want to forget that there is a back side to the paperclip. Now, I'm not going to, oh, I left that open. That wasn't smart. Where's the lid? Sure, buy glue for $5 a piece and then just leave it sitting open. Why not? It's crazy. The cost of glue is crazy. Can I just say that? So I do want to make this a little bit more simple. But maybe, where did the rest of my tulips go? Did I throw them over here? No. I have these two pieces. I have a piece right here. But I thought I had a piece of tulip left over too. Maybe not. Huh. Weird. I thought I did. Do I have something fun to put on that side? Well, I have this. I'm going to start with this. So this is the this is a piece of a vintage pattern envelope, and I saved it because I thought it was really cool, and I think that color looks really nice on here. So I'm just going to tear a piece off of there and glue it down. And I know I should be more careful with my vintage stuff, but I have so much of it and I love using it. So yeah, I just use it. I give it a new purpose. But I am careful enough with it that when I have a piece like this, you know, and I could probably throw it away, but then I just don't want to because that's such a shame. I'm going to this side and putting this on here so that the straight edge is touching the straight edge, and then you get the torn edges to the inside. Here we go. That's pretty. And I don't know if I want to, well, maybe I can fussy cut around this flower. Quickly. Let's see if I can quickly fussy cut. If I can do it neatly and quickly, that would be really cool. There we go. Ink, because that just makes it look better. And this is the problem that I have with glue stick. So no matter how I use my glue stick, sometimes that happens. Does anybody else have that problem too? It just falls apart on you? And that just annoys me. Okay, I'm just going to put this right here, and then I'll put some labels on there and stuff. Maybe some more snippets. What do I have here? Let's take some colors. Take that one. And I'm just looking for different things. That would be cool. And I'm a terrible stamper. Stamping is not something that I enjoy doing, so this is a good job on me for me. I can do better, but when I'm making snippets, I don't usually mind that they're coming out like that. It is usually something where I use them for in collages and in little clusters on my as decorations and stuff, so I don't overly mind. It is very hard to find one that really works. Like, you know, like this is I used this one, and some people get it to work perfectly, and then for me, nope, nothing. I prefer using regular glue. I really do. I don't even like using Mod Podge or anything like that. I like using glue. I do want another one on here. Can I still lift this? Yeah, because then I can put this under here maybe. If I go like that. Yep. Okay. Figured it out. So this one I can scrunch. The other two were stickers. So let's give this a little bit of grunge. And then glue. And little by little, the glue is coming off my fingers too. And I will just stick this right there. And I'll need to put a little bit more behind the flower to glue it down. It's super simple, but it's kind of cute. Cut a corner here. Yeah, super simple, but kind of cute. There's not a lot else going on here. So now I'm just going to ink around my whole paper clip. Like so. I'll take my vintage photo. Whoops. And I want a nice edge on there, because it just gives it so much depth when you're inking. And there we go. One decorated paper clip. let's do another one. I still have some time, so I can do a few more. I do need to have a drink of water though. No, the blue ones don't. Nothing works very well. I have these. They're Aleene's industrial strength glue stick. These actually work sometimes, not always either. And it really depends on the kind of paper that you're using too, I think. Okay. Let's do a little bit of decorating on these vintage newspaper paper clips. And I think these need to be rectangular, or sorry, I need to put these horizontal so that they go in like that. And I have one of my angels. Found a whole bunch of misprints, so I'm just using everything that I had misprinted. I am now using as decorations because, you know, I may as well. So this is a pretty little angel that is a decorations in a poetry book that I have from when I was a child. And it has little poems in it from every member of my family that was still alive at that time. I think I was 6 or 7 when the book got started with. So it's a pretty neat little keepsake. And then when we got a little bit older, we took it to school too. And then friends were writing poems in it, and like, and they're, trust me, they're not big poems. It is really like roses are red, violets are blue, the sky is pretty and so are you, or something like that. But the images that are in it as well are gorgeous. Yeah, I don't think I need to put a whole lot of base on there, because then I would be taking away from the vintage newsprint. So but maybe I want to put some thread cluster, if I can find one. Oh, I have a piece of, it's a really sheer fabric. I'm not sure what it is. It's just a little denser than tulle, but sheerer than regular fabric. So what if I do that, and I make that kind of fray a little bit. Gorilla Glue. I've never used Gorilla Glue on my, in my scrap, or in my junk journals. If I do that, would that work? It's not really visible, so why bother? I have a piece of lace. That might work better. Yep. And I'll layer it. I can layer it now. If I do it like this, then I can, that would work. That'd be pretty. That's pretty. Simple. I'm just grabbing my 3-in-1 glue, because now I'm using fabric and lace. So I want to make sure that that gets attached properly. And I don't need a lot. I just need a dot of it to get it to sit. And then I'll cover the back of the angel properly so that kind of sticks everything down. Like that. But that way the fabric and the lace are loose under the angel. Super simple, right? Like, There is not, like it doesn't always need to be complicated. And then I have this side, and I may just put like a little bit of a lace edge on there. Do I want to use the same lace? Probably. I can go like that. Or I could use a little paper ruffle too, but where do I want to ruffle up? You know what? I made ruffles, right? I made ruffles. I haven't seen those ruffles. I don't remember where I put them. But I made like a whole bunch of them, and I don't remember where I stuck them. Huh, interesting. So I made a whole video on paper ruffles, and I don't remember where I put them. Okay, so I'll put some glue there, stick this in here, and then we'll just kind of make a little edge of a ruffle right here. I'm just sticking this down. And if you watch that video, you know that this is not my favorite way to make a bit of a ruffle, but it does look pretty. Ooh, getting glue everywhere. I have that as well. Maybe I can use these girls over there. No, I don't know. I think I want to just leave it like this. I may put a little bit of ribbon on here. But I just don't want to, I don't want to cover too much of it up because I like the newsprint. Yeah, that's just too new. Oh no, I don't know what I want to do. Oh, I have some ribbon, some velvet ribbon. If I put a nice little edge right on here, then it'll look like right like that. That'll work. I'm just making it up as I'm going, you guys. Just not doing a lot of planning here. I am really just going. You do you? It's sometimes that's just the simplest way to go about it. Like that. It works. It just has a little bit of a decoration, nothing major, but I don't want to go too much. I don't want to put too much on here because it will just take away from the newsprint. I do, however, want to ink around it because it'll just make it look nicer in this situation because it has the white edges from cutting it. Normally, I don't ink around vintage paper, but in this situation I will because I just need it. I need all those edges to be colored. So I'm just giving it just a little bit extra. There we go. She's lovely. Let me show you if I put her in my journal. Whoop, let's put the ink away. Let's not get ink all over it. And I'll just stick her in like that. And she kind of sticks out just a little bit like that. And when you close it, it just gives a little bit of a page tab. So with that little strip of lace, it just kind of sticks right out, right there. And yeah, I like it. I am happy with that. That's 2. Where are we at for time? Oh, have I inspired you? Oh, will you show me what you make? Uh, is it Rains? Will you show me what you made? Because I always want to see what people make when they're inspired by something that I have done. I always like to see it. It's just one of those. I have a few little quirks. That's definitely a huge one. What else do I have? I'm looking at my daffodils and I want to put something on there, but I don't know what. And maybe just a cluster of labels would be nice. I still have this girl too. I really like this girl too. Thank you. Yeah, I always want to see. I'm pretty nosy sometimes. That's really all it is. What can I put on here? So I have some vintage labels that I made. Maybe I can put some of those on there. Everyone's favorite, like that. I don't want that one. What is this one? If I go like this, and ooh, what else? I don't know. These are all labels. They're local ads that I came across. Pretty lucky. And so I have all of these. And I like using them, but I don't always know how because I kept the whole ad. And one of these days I have to sit down and actually turn this into proper labels. But right now they're just cool. They're just the little ads. Like that. I think this one. And they're from hockey magazines, or not magazines. Like they were like given out in the beginning of the year, or not even given out. You could purchase them, and they were for the junior teams. And yeah, working for a junior team now, I saw these and then I asked if I could borrow them, and I got permission. So I got my hands on a whole lot of vintage labels or vintage ads from my area, which is really cool. I really like that I have that material. So I have lots of Manitoba and Eastern Saskatchewan material that is in my possession that I can use. Oh, that looks pretty. That looks so pretty. Look at that. Love it. And then we'll put this one on there. Just like that. I think I want to go up here. Like that. Do I want to use something else? Maybe, should I use, what do you think? Should I use one of my little guys from here? I'm doing way too much fussy cutting for a video, but it's okay. I like this guy. He looks like he's just been working in the garden, picking all these daffodils. It's pretty grungy. I love using things that I've created myself because, you know, I can purchase all this stuff. But then when I create it myself, it just makes me happy, and I have it available all the time, right? That is the bonus with making, with when you have some digitals, is that you can print them and print them and print them over again, over and over again. Okay. But I printed these on a laser printer, and that makes it a little shinier. I'm not overly excited to use the laser printer all the time, but you know, I had to test them, and laser printer was available, so that's what I used. Okay. Put some glue on him. It's too bad I don't have a shovel for him too, because that would be even better. Let's put him all the way at the bottom so he's standing on the edge. There we go. Oh, he is cute. Yeah. So that kind of, and then I like the yellow from the daffodils behind it. So what do I want to do on this side? I think I just want to put like a little bit of labels right up here. And Barney's Drive-In. Do I want to use Barney's Drive-In? Yeah. Just ripping it and then inking it. I just want it to be a bit rough. Scrunch it up again, like that, and make it nice and grungy. And glue. Okay. So I think this is like my 5th or my 6th live in a row that I've done on a Friday. And I gotta tell you guys, like, this is staying. I am really enjoying this for a couple of reasons. It saves me a day of recording, really. And I'm also really enjoying the interaction. So that is definitely something that I'm going to keep doing for sure, even after the 100-day project is done and after Mass Make March is done. The lives are staying. What did I just do? Do I want to put a butterfly on there? I just hurt myself. Is there a pin in here? There's some pattern paper in here, so there might be pins in there, because I noticed that sometimes there's pins that people have used to hold the paper together or something, which is a little weird and annoying. Do I want to put a butterfly on there? That was the question. I do like it. It kind of fits, doesn't it? The butterfly right there. I like it. Let's do it. So I made these butterflies, and I put iridescent medium over them. So they're super, super shimmery now. Yeah, I like that. I kind of have this binder that I had printed all kinds of recipes on, and I printed it on 32-pound paper. So now I'm not using those recipes anymore, but the paper is there, so I am using that paper up because why not? Oh, I like that. I like that with the yellow from the tulips. Oh, those are tulips and daffodils. Oh, so cool. I just realized that. I thought it was all tulips. So this is the one where I have the 2 paper clips. So there's a paper clip here and a paper clip here. And so then it goes on the page, and it is actually like a hefty one. But it's so cute. And I kind of like it on this page, actually, because the yellow is in there. And then, yeah, it might just stay. Just have to ink around this. Like the little guy. And I have front, like, so I showed you the ideals book that I have, but I have 3 of these, and they have lots of stuff in it that is beautiful to use in a junk journal. If you come across an ideals book in your travels, in your thrift stores, you know, I highly recommend picking it up, because it has poetry, it has beautiful images. Yeah, they're just gorgeous. I will show you just a second. So this is the one that I have, and this one is from March 1968. So I'll show you what is in it. So it has lots of matte paper. So it's not like it's shiny, but it is actually matte. And it has lots of flower material in it, and poetries, and drawings. Like, it is beautiful. I just love this book. The colors are wonderful. Let me just go through. And it has lots of vintage images in it too, right? Like, where else are you going to find an image like that? Like, this is absolutely a beautiful book. And to have 3 of them, I feel pretty lucky. But yeah. And most of this, like, I would love to share it with everybody, but I just can't, because it is copyright material. So I can use it in my journal, but I cannot reproduce it. But look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And it says, "You old antique shop, a quaint little shop, all designed from the past, with a sign dangling from its top, and carved there in Old English writing were the words, 'Ye old antique shop.'" It's a beautiful book. So this book is what inspires me a lot of the times. Look at these bunnies. They're cute. I have used some pages out of here, but yeah. Okay. I won't bore you with this anymore. But it is, so look at these hyacinths. Beautiful. And I found it in multiple thrift stores. So they are available out there. And I've paid, I don't think I've paid more than $2 for one. I believe the last two that I picked up, I paid 50 cents for. So they're out there. If you can get your hands on them, they are lovely. So I have 3 decorated, 3 hidden paper clips that I decorated. Do I want to do one more? Do we want to do one more? Or are we kind of done? Hands up. Which one do I want to do? I think I want to do one more. And I may just, what do I have here? I have one out of the vintage newspaper, one out of, oh, there's a thread there. One out of the painted paper and one out of that ideals book. So let's do a book page one. Why not? And then the rest is just going to go into my stash. What do I want to do? I have this piece of fabric right here. And then this bird, because that's kind of the same color. What else do I have? More butterflies. I want to use more butterflies. Let's see. Oh, I have a bunny. I have a bunny. Can I put the bunny on here? Do I want to use the bunny on there maybe? If I make that, if I make this a little bit smaller. Doesn't always want to do what I want it to do. There. And I'm going to keep all these threads hanging loose, I think. I don't want to get rid of them. I want it to look kind of ratty. Like that. I want that 65 to show. And maybe I'll go on this side so I have a little bit more space. And then I can put the bunny right there. Oh, I like that. That is so pretty. This is the cutest little bunny too. I'll ink around her. I made these tickets that also have bunnies on them, and the bunnies have they are wearing coveralls. So I was joking that that was my answer to Rob from the Traders. Oh, I just love the bunnies. Okay, I'll ink around the paperclip right away so that is at least done. I don't have to do that anymore. And I am using Vintage Photo. I go through stages. Sometimes I use Vintage Photo for a long time, and then suddenly I switch it up and I use a different color. I'm not always stuck with one kind of ink. Stick this down. There. Put the bunny over top. So you see, like, I didn't do a whole lot. I took a piece of fabric, stuck it down, and I'm putting the bunny right over top. Making sure that there is glue all the way to the edges. Here we go. And I'm sticking the bunny right there. And for some reason, I managed to turn the thing around again because I was going to put her on this side, but that's okay. Now, you just can't see the 65. Well, darn. Darn it. Okay. It still looks really cute. I really like it. I like the threads just hanging there. I may have to put a little glue underneath them here. Not a lot, but just enough so that they don't fall out. There we go. I like that. And then we'll turn it over. Do I want to put a bird on there? I'm kind of tired of the birds now. What else do I have here? Well, I have another bunny. Do I want to put another bunny on the other side? This one's cute too. Kind of looks like a, I don't know. I know that I am working on, still have my Peter Rabbit journal as well. So I'm just giving it a little bit of shadow behind it. I want a little bit more behind the head. There. Do I want a label as well? Why not? I want something kind of dainty. Maybe like that. Or is that not dainty enough? Let's see. I just did something really stupid. I put my scissors in my bin and then I was going to lose that. I think I want this label. Kind of like so. Yep. Ink around it. And I'll probably grunge it up a little, so scrunch it up like that. And I might put some snippets on here as well. I just want to go to town and give the bunny all the love in the world. Because it is, Easter is coming, so this is, ugh. Why does anybody know why Beacon 3-in-1 glue, why it seeps? Seeps from the top. That's yucky. I'm having glue issues tonight. That's really what's happening. I am having glue issues. Okay. Put this right there. Don't want something else. Yeah, I want some of these. I want some of those colored snippets. I have a purple one. And I have a green one. And a pinky one. So I'm just inking them, and then I'll stick them behind the bunny's head, and then I think I might be done. We're reaching the end anyway. I don't want to go over the 3 hours, so I'd rather be a little bit less than go further than 3 hours. Stick it right there. That's one. I like it. I like that it's a little pastel-y, especially, you know, a bunny is wearing a pink little tutu, so it can be a little bit more pastel-y. Put this right there. And then do I want this one? Maybe right there. There we go. You can see glue all over my hands. Sometimes I get to work and I'm like, what is all over my hands? And I've got glue everywhere still. And I've showered and I've washed and I still have glue all over my hands. Okay, give the bunny some ink. So, and then the bunny can go straight into the Peter Rabbit journal because it would fit in there really nicely. I'm reaching the point where I have a bunch of journals on the go. And so everything I'm making, I'm like, oh, that would look cute in this one. And that would look cute in that one. And which is really helpful because that means that I'm slowly but surely getting them decorated and done. And yeah, it's just making a journal, putting a journal together is, it's work. It is. Oh, have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me from Australia. It is evening here, so I am going to finish this and then it'll be bedtime for me. But you have a wonderful day. And I'm hoping that it is nice and warm in Australia for you as well. There we go. One cute little bunny on this side and one really cute little bunny on that side. I am happy with this one. And I like that the bunnies are totally different styles even. Don't ask me where I got the bunnies. I've come across them at one point, thought they were cute, and printed them off. Oh, that's too hot. That's crazy hot. better than +4 here, but we are taking the +4 because that is actually lovely. All right, so I have made a whole lot of, these are the ones that I have decorated, and then I have a whole pile of hidden paper clips that do not have decorations on them yet, but they're easily decorated. I like this one too, where I kind of have this sticking out. I will probably put some more of these on here because that way it doesn't, like, it'll be a nice full little tassel kind of idea. So if I take a bunch, I can put them on either side. Let's see. I can just go right through here. Like that. And one more. Why not? You have to put them all the same way. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of 3-in-1 glue in there just to hold it down. Like that. And I'll cut them to about the same size as the other one. Give it a little bit of a haircut, like that. And then I'm just unraveling the twine. so that it kind of becomes like a funky little hairdo here. I am really glad that it's almost summer here, so, but your winter is not nearly as cold as what our winter is over here. Okay, so, well, it's something. I think it'll look really cute once it is in something. Let's see what it'll look like. Right now it kind of looks kind of bizarre. There we go. Well, it doesn't look so bad once it's in something, because then it's sticking out of the journal and you kind of have like this little fringe thing hanging out. I like having my journal have stuff on let me start that over. I like my journal to have stuff hanging out from the edges, so that when you pick it up, you can actually see that there is like lots of love in it. And I like that. So I don't mind that one bit, even though when you see the paperclip all by itself, it looks a little funky. But yeah, I've got a whole lot made here. If you are inspired by this project, please, I want to see what you have made, and that is something that always interests me. I am nosy and I want to see what you have made, and how I inspired you. I have to, oh no, tomorrow's video is going to be washi tape. I am going to create washi tape with my granddaughter, and Sunday's video is envelopes that I also made with my granddaughter. So she was absolutely lovely to do that with, was a great assistant and craft buddy, and you know, she's 6 years old and she held her own, and she really just chatted away a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy that video as well. I will be live again next Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I want to thank you for watching tonight, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.